Ancient cultures and strange rituals have long fascinated modern man. The secrets of witchcraft, voodoo and medicine men have mystified through the ages. We tend to think of such things as foreign, but Aboriginals have a long and powerful link to the psychic. Take the case of Alan, a young Aboriginal boy who lapsed into a coma. Modern medicine could do nothing. Alan had been sung. For centuries, Aboriginal tribal elders have passed down their legends, their knowledge, from generation to generation. Outsiders have always been mystified by their powers, many of which seem to transcend scientific explanation. Those elders are said to have the power of life and the power of death.
There is certainly a firmly held belief that that many deaths were the result of Aboriginal influences.
Randy Spargo has spent 20 years in the far northwest of Western Australia. He's now the resident doctor in Derby. Dr. Spargo has seen a number of cases up here which have defied modern medicine. Cases where he believes Aborigines have been sung, punished according to tribal laws.
There's a very rapid deterioration in their physical and mental condition. They go into decline very, very quickly. And when that happens, it's probably too late.
Back in 1989, Alan Bangmora, who was then 17 years old, suffered all those symptoms. He's convinced he wasn't physically ill, but something was eating away at his soul, his spirit, and he was dying. A tribal group somewhere was singing him, using immense mental powers to send a message of death across vast expanses of the Australian outback.
They sing songs, you know. They sing you to death, like they sing you to die.
Alan Bangmora's crime was love. It seems his punishment was death. You see, the girl he chose came from another tribe, and she'd been promised to another man. Not just any man, but a tribal elder. That, according to community leader Ken Colbung, is a breach of ancient law, an unpardonable crime.
Well, in breaking the law, he has in some way dirtied the bloodlines of the tribal group.
The romance was short-lived. In a matter of weeks, Alan was left alone. His girlfriend had fled back to her own people. That's when Alan went off the rails, stole a car and ended up in Perth's Longmore Remand Centre. When he was committed to Longmore, Alan was a fit young man. Average weight, average height, and no known medical problems. That was until one night in May 1989.
So the next morning I couldn't get up. I was just all started getting weak, all burned up. And my head was hot. And the eye was blurry, couldn't see. I was just laying there and just couldn't do nothing.
The remand centre's nurse, Judy Long, began to suspect that this was not a straightforward illness. It was not one that pills could cure.
And then he was holding his, the left side of his chest, and he was pulling, really pulling at his chest and complaining about a red stone that was stuck in his chest. And then after that he was talking about a feather that was behind his left ear, which sort of led me to believe what I'd been thinking all along, that this young man had been sung. He suddenly sat straight up in bed. He just sat bolt upright and he screamed. And all he said was, "I've got 1 minute to live." And then he went back into the bed. He just laid straight back down again. and he went a grey colour. It was just something I'd never seen an Aboriginal do before. I'd never seen someone that dark go that pale before, and it was quite a shock.
Judy Long knew Alan needed help, and needed it quickly. An ambulance rushed the boy across Perth to Sir Charles Gardner Hospital, where he was admitted to intensive care. 48 hours later, young Alan was still in a coma. The doctors had tried everything, but modern medicine had failed them. All their tests, all their technology, couldn't tell them what was wrong. So in desperation, they turned away from the present and sought wisdom from the past.
There is a tribal law in every tribe that if you break the law, you get punished for it. Well, the most severe one is to be sung and sung to death.
This is the man the hospital called in. A man some might call a witch doctor. He is in fact an Aboriginal elder who says he has the power to unsing, to cast off evil spells. Never before has he spoken about these ancient skills, and by doing so now, he believes his life could be in danger.
Well, it's all in my hands. See, when I put my hand on anybody, I can fix them up. And as I run my hand through anybody, I can take the power out, break the spell.
The elder was flown from his tribal area up north to Sir Charles Gardner Hospital, where he was taken to see the boy, still in intensive care, still in a coma.
The doctor knew that I was coming, and they just told me that they'll leave us for 20 or 30 minutes. And I just talked to him myself and rubbed him over, and he was good as gold.
Only 2 people know exactly what happened in that hospital room. The elder says the treatment is a secret that belongs to his people and his people alone. Alan Bangmora is still bewildered, and his memory of those few minutes is hazy.
This man just told me, oh, just lay in the bed. I'll fix you up. So he just took off my shirt, told me to close my eyes. Then I was opening up my eye, and he was there just rubbing my guts, my feet, my head. Just like he was just pulling out all these things, you know, like I could feel it coming out. I said, oh, you're right now, I fixed you up.
The spell was broken. Alan's life was spared.
He knew he had escaped death, yes.
Alan's 21 now and lives in Derby. He knows he made a mistake and went close to paying the ultimate price. Alan truly believes that he broke an ancient law, and it was only an ancient power that saved him.
The white doctors, they don't know what's going on. They can't fix anybody up. That's because it's all sort of invisible. It's a spiritual thing. The mind is being taken over by the spiritual singing.
I think it's a powerful force in any group where superstition plays an important role in their everyday lives, and it's not to be denied and shouldn't be underestimated as to the powerfulness of that.